valuables, welcome back to my channel. It is me, your host, Mary Johnson Eme. Thank you all so much for joining me on today's episode. And if today is your first time of coming across my channel and seeing my face, you are valuable. I value you. Welcome to Value Center. So you please consider subscribing, like, share, comment on the comment section, and also make this home your home. And to you, my supporters, thank you so much for being a great supportive system. I do really appreciate you and I value you. So just like you can see from today's topic, I'm divorcing my husband to marry my ex. Divorcing my husband to marry my ex. Is it the right decision? Now, this is a story that I read. A married woman, she actually said that when she was growing up, these things happen when you are growing up. Maybe there's just this man, there is the sugar in your tea, the butter in your bread, the stew in your rice, and all of those things. And probably maybe one thing or the other led to another thing, another man just pump up. Maybe the man has some cash, or the man is actually ready financially and all around ready. Then you feel like, okay, let me follow this already made man and marry him. And now in marriage, what you were expecting to get, you didn't get it. Then you feel like, no, this is not what I want. So that's the case of this woman. So she was in love with the ex and everything was just going on fine. The ex was not rich, but he was trying his best just to satisfy her in the way he can. But this millionaire just came piam, and then we women, sometimes we feel like, okay, maybe this is just for me, let me go. Then she went into the marriage, and now the problem is that she is not happy in the marriage. There is nothing that the man has given her the money, everything, but she still feel like, no, I'm not happy. And the worst part is that the ex is now on top of money. Like, the ex is now very rich, and the ex himself now contacted her. For me, I'm angry with the ex. Let me just put it that way. Because, she's married. And since you have a lot of money, why don't you go out and look for, other young ladies than you going for a married woman, someone that has been married in her house. You just want to come and break her home. So, according to her, the ex got connected back to her, telling him, oh, I wasn't ready the past years, but now I'm very ready. And because they've started talking again and talking, and because that love was there, that love came back again. Now she said she wants to divorce her husband and meet her ex. When I got this, I was like, hello, when someone actually comes to you and says something to you, you don't just judge like that. You give a listening ear and you try. Even if you're angry, you mellow down and you try as much as you can to answer the person, to give help to the person. And this person is feeling guilty. She's feeling like, oh, it wouldn't be good. Hey, is it good? If I should do it, will I be a bad person? But I love that my ex very well. And the question is, this your husband right now, do you love him? He said, yes, I love him because I've lived with him for years and the love has actually grown. We've built the love. But I'm just feeling like maybe he will feel like, oh, he has taken care of me. He has done all these things. And then now I am leaving him for my ex. So for me, and I said, you already answered the question. You already answered it. All of these things that are moving on in your head, you are saying, who knows, is what I'm doing right? You know that what you are about to do is not right. You know it's not right. You know it is not right. Okay, so I don't think if you actually need a spiritualist to come and tell you, oh baby, or girl, or lady, or woman, this is not right. We all know bad from good. We all know the things that are good and the things that are wrong. So why do we want to wait for the world to ring it as a bell before we know, before we identify, or before we stop? You know that it is wrong. That is why you are having sleepless nights. You know that that man that you are married has actually given you the whole world. He has given you all he could. And this ex, I'm sorry to say, is just coming to destroy the happy home you already have. Don't be surprised, God forbid, if you should leave your husband and go to your ex. He will just play with you and abandon you on the way. And when you want to come back to your husband, it will be that another woman has taken over. Then you would end up in the middle. You will end up losing everything. So my humble advice is that you should try as much as you can to disconnect whatever there is going on between you and your ex. Disconnect it, because that ex doesn't mean good for you. No matter how he loves you, he knows you are in a man's house for years. There's no man in his right senses that would, after all you've done, you left him or you left him, and then you went to marry a rich man. Now that you've seen that he is rich, you want to come back. It's not appropriate. Like, it's not balanced. It's not just okay. So I will advise that if there's any feelings that has been woken, you better kill those feelings. Like, delete those feelings. Delete those feelings. And I'm making this video because in every video I always want to bring out some lessons that people will learn from it. Although you watching me, it is not your story, but you can still learn from it. And also, if you're also facing similar thing, you can also learn from it and use it to apply in your own issue. When you are married, you should try as much as you can to separate yourself from your ex if you know that having connection with them will bring up one thing or the other. That is it. Some people be like, no, he's your ex or she's your ex. Why should you separate, or why should you delete his number or all of that? Some people still have their ex's number, but there is nothing going on. But if you know that having your ex's number, being his friend on Facebook, Messenger, on Instagram, everywhere, he's everywhere, he sends messages to you, and then you know that it is going to affect your marriage. Come on now. If your eyes will make you to lose heaven, remove it, so at least your body would enter the heaven. So my advice to people is, when you are in marriage is not let's try and see. It is not try and look. Before you come into marriage, that means you've decided, you've concluded, you've analyzed, you've sat, you've thought, you've prayed, and you are convinced that he or she is the right person. Now you are in this marriage. You now want to keep some relationship with your ex. What were you expecting? So when you have misunderstanding with your husband, you will run to your ex. We need to be wiser than this. So I always advise, if you know, because you can't deceive yourself and I can't deceive myself. Maybe you know that, oh, this is my ex. If I should have any contact with him, what I feel for him will actually grow, or it would come up alive. Why don't you help yourself and just break that tie? Like, disconnect from him, disconnect from her, disconnect from them totally, just to have a happy home. This is my advice to people. This is what many people do. They are in a marriage, then your ex is still sending you, say, how are you, babe? How are you? Then you will answer. Okay, so what are you even thinking? A married woman, a married man, you are married, then you are still chatting with your ex. You're still chatting with, people that you had something to do in the past, and you are still telling, talking some mushy stuffs. Those things can actually lead to temptation. Yes. So if you know that you are not mature enough to handle, your ex, for him to just be at that distance without anything coming into it, disconnect him. There are some people that actually have a good relationship with their ex and there is nothing attached to it. That's because they can handle it. No problem. That's because they can handle it. But if you can't handle it, what are you waiting for? Disconnect totally from it and help yourself or save yourself from every stress. So for me, I don't think it is a wise idea for you to divorce your husband or divorce your husband. Any of it because of your ex. He is your ex and your ex should remain your ex. If in the future he wants to help your family genuinely, then he can help your family. But if he's helping your family because he wants to get something from it, from you, from your family, then he is selfish, then she is selfish. You don't need him and he doesn't need you. So my advice is, you should never throw away those years of happiness that you've shared with your husband, those years of joy that you've had with your family, with your baby. Look at your baby. What will you tell your baby? What will you tell your baby when your baby grows up? You're saying, oh, I left your daddy because of my ex. No, you need to be a role model. I can't even ask you to leave your home because I wasn't there when you said, yes, I do. I can't ask you to leave your home. Or me, I can't. So tomorrow you will not say, Mary, it is me. I will only give my humble advice. I will only, say one or two things that would help you, that I think that is right. But even you are mature enough. You should know what that is good. Take the things that would help you, and those things that you know that wouldn't help you, leave them behind you. So it is not a good idea. It is a what, don't even mention it to your husband. You are giving him attitude. Please try to be that happy wife, that happy mother, that happy lady that your family have always known. Since he is not making you unhappy, this man lost you genuinely. What else do you want? Believe you me, that your ex, if you should go back to him, he will not marry you. Maybe he's promising you, maybe come, baby, come. Hey, baby, come. I will go and pay your bride price. Tell him he should go and collect back his bride price. I will come and pay. He is saying it because I don't know what is shocking him, or I'm sorry to say this. I don't know what is shocking him. But when that thing that is shocking him will clear off his eyes, he will say that you are sick on grade, that he doesn't want to marry you, that there are beautiful women or ladies out there are not yet married without children, that he will want to settle down with them. Then you would end up your life regretting. I don't wish this for you. So my humble advice is for you to terminate it. I mean now, terminate it. If you delete his number, block him if possible. Yes, I say so. Block him if possible and get back your happiness. Be that happy woman you are. Thank God your husband is doing good. Thank God you have a happy home. Enjoy that happiness and allow the trouble that is outside to remain outside. So you guys, what do you think? I believe I've said the right thing. But if there is any area that I didn't say right, please put it in the comment section. I want to say thank you also so much for staying with me, for all of your support, and please, you do not forget to subscribe, like, share, and remember, you are the head and not the tail. Yes, you are the head and not the tail, because I value you so much. So because I value you, you deserve nothing but the best. So lady, I value you. You don't deserve that ex-man. He doesn't deserve you. You don't deserve him. You have to make your marriage work. He is working already. So give him your best and let it be that happy home you've always had. So thank you all so much. Till I come your way next time, I remain your humble host, Mary Johnson. Amen.